Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Build a City, episode number I've forgotten because we've not done an episode in so long. But yeah, I literally don't know what's going on. Lockdown's driving me crazy, of course it is, it's driving everyone crazy, so I'm a bit loopy. In other news, welcome back to the city. If you haven't been watching the live streams, I do highly recommend checking out live streams because we do awesome stuff like this. We built this beachfront quite recently, so make sure you do check out Let's Build a City live. Best way to get notified for that is to ring that notification bell. In this episode, we're going to be building something which is a long time coming, and by the title, I'm sure you can tell that it is in fact a hospital. And I'm building a hospital because that is what you guys voted for on the poll on the community page. You might also notice on the community page that I put up, I might be doing a Q&A soon, so do think of some questions that you might want to be asking me for 12,000 subscribers. Anyway, the location of this hospital will be in this really weird patch. As you can see, if I just zoom out so you can get an idea of where we are. In fact, you'll probably, if you're fans of this series, you'll probably know the main city to be over this way. Sorry, my render distance has turned down a little because we were getting a bit of lag. Yeah, the main city is towards this way, and if you start heading over the river, you get to the this sort of skyscraper and then downtown area. Well, in between the skyscrapers and round the back is this huge plot of land which we just never built anything on, and it's just really awkward and it just needs to be utilised. So that is why we are going to be building this hospital. It might be a bit of a long episode, but we'll just have to see how we actually get on. But without further ado, this is a marker as well that I put because I was like, hospital will be a big video. Right, let's get rid of all this marker stuff and get on with the build. Now, people have been complaining at me, they've been like, Kieran mate, why are you just building and not telling us how many blocks, you know, left, right, up, down, whatever. Well, I'll tell you what, it's because I'd never planned it myself, but I will give it a go. Also, shout out to, oh, I didn't put a name. Okay, well, someone donated and they obviously got a billboard, so if you ever do send a super chat in the live streams, then you get a billboard in the world. Right, okay, Kieran, focus mate. We're here to build a hospital. It's very important to the people of New Bloxham. Right, so this is the road that will lead to the hospital. Where do I actually want it? I guess we can have it just facing sort of directly that way. Maybe, I was thinking maybe it could face, like be facing that way. But I sort of think, yeah, do you know what? We'll start with just the front anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. This road is a little bit long, so I'm just going to quickly mark out sort of where this road will end. Just quite roughly, it doesn't really matter. I will be using commands in this video as well. Obviously everything you do with commands can be built with just, yeah, your normal, I was going to say with your hands, or you know what I mean. So don't worry if you don't have commands available or you don't know how to do them. Right, okay, so it's a pretty simple style building. We're going to use white concrete, obviously, because it's quite a traditional hospital sort of look. And I'm going to use light blue. Oh, no, I'm not light blue. We want grey, or whatever it's called. Cyan. There you go. So I've drawn some little sketches as well to plan it out. So first thing I want to do, and we might change this, but first thing is make some pillars. So there's going to be a pillar here. There you go. And then I guess we can use this road to mark it out. And a pillar here. Now I can already people say, how much is the gap in the middle? Well, I'll tell you. The gap is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. That gives us a space in the middle for a doorway. Now, is that actually a good idea? Because I suppose, actually, yeah, it is a good idea because we'll have like quite a big glass doorway anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But we won't keep these white blocks there. I'm just using that as sort of a way to measure the stuff out. Anyway, so we got these. Let's build these up. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That'll do for now, so I'm going to fill up the rest of them as well. There we go. I've also just noticed something which is really annoying for you all, but we are going to have to, because you know we said this was a 9 block gap, we've got to make this into a 10 block gap, and I'll tell you why. It's because at the in the sort of centre of this is how we're going to make it a 10 block gap. We're just going to take one from the left there and put it on the right. In the centre of that we're going to have the sort of red cross symbol, which is a symbol of the you know, hospital and all that sort of thing. So we're going to need it to be 2 blocks wide. Well, I'll tell you what, you'll see it soon enough. Right, okay, so now we're going to measure out the rest of the building. Now how I want to do this, I'm not entirely sure. 3 blocks, you know what, let's bring this out another block here just to make it sort of even. Obviously you want to do this on the other pillar as well, but we'll do that when we get round to it. Right, we've got to mark out all the windows and all that jazz. But the first thing I'm going to do is put down a foundation. So what it would have been built on top. So we're going to use stone bricks here. And we're going to go, there'll be 2 block gap. In fact, we can sort of start by building it up a little bit. And then we'll have, it's quite a simple build, to be quite honest with you. Then we'll have a window that's like that, and then we'll have another 2 block gap with a window in it. And as you can see, again, really simple. And we'll go against my little sketches just because I've realised that this won't be too big otherwise. We'll go like that. So there you go. That's that'll be like, you can imagine on the inside that could be like a ward or something like that. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Alrighty, that's looking good already. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add in another pillar. So it's the same sort of thing. It's the 3 blocks, and these will go up. I guess they go up the same sort of height as the rest of the pillars. Oh, let's go up here. Like I said, I don't usually build according to any direct plans I make, so I don't like plan out the amount of blocks I'm going to do and the colour of the blocks. I just sort of do a couple of sketches maybe, just to get the rough layout and shape of the building. And as you can see, this pillar is built 1 block back from that one. As you can see, if we were building it exactly the same as that, we'd build another layer here, but we're not. We want it set back a little bit. So yeah, that looks great so far. Very simply, again, we're going to make the same pattern on this side with the windows. There you go, like so. And we're going to put another pillar on this side. Now, we're not going to build another set of windows on this side, however, because we're going to have a little bit of a bay for what you can imagine ambulances or, you know, emergency deliveries of patients to come in from this way. So we're going to have, well, no need for me to explain it, I can just show you. So let's fill this one up. Okay, so this is where we're going to sort of have a road which can lead from, I suppose, this main road, and it will lead in, and then you can have patients getting taken into the hospital from this sort of garage bay. So let's use, to sort of mark this out so we don't get confused, let's use yellow terracotta and black concrete, and we'll go and make a sort of hazard sign. So this is, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make it a little bit bigger, 11, 12. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll go for, I suppose we better use the same sort of pillar design. It makes it stand not symmetrically, but sort of keeps everything in line. Let's not go up all the way with that though. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blocks tall on this pillar. It's slightly shorter. It's not got a upstairs part to it. So we'll just leave it at that. So as it stands at the moment, that is the width of our hospital. Like I say, it's not a massive hospital, but it'll be big enough for the residents that are in the game, you know, because I like to have everything sort of work. Also, we're going to put another pillar on here. I like everything having a purpose in this world, so, you know, if people do literally get injured whilst they're playing in the game, then they can come take a trip to the hospital, get their self mended back up, have some healing potions, whatever, get looked after by doctors and stuff, and job done. Because this is sort of like a community world as well, where people own businesses, we're going to need some doctors and some surgeons and nurses, so do apply in the hospital if you feel like having that role. Right, now let's get one of these windows sort of areas completely done, and then you can then I can skip ahead and show you what it'd look like when they're all filled in. So I'm going to build another layer here like that. Then we're going to have the Windows 4 blocks tool. There we go. So there's in here there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 glass panes, I imagine. And then we'll go for, do you know what? Let's not make it too fancy. Like I say, it's pretty simple. It's quite a modern build. We're just going to have the very simple windows, just like this, and we're going to detail them in a way with some half slabs, just like this. Where are the half slabs that I want to use? In fact, I suppose we could either use these or these. Let's see. I'll show you what both looks like, and then I suppose you guys can decide when you're building it for yourself what looks best. Now, what glass do I want to use? I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll just use normal glass, and then again, if you guys want to use a different type, then go ahead, let me know what looks best in your world. I probably would say, most people would say the grey, I reckon. Obviously the white does look quite neat and tidy, and goes with the hospital theming, but I don't want everything to be too plain, you know. We've got the plain, quite pale glass, we've got the white walls. We don't want things to look too boring. Anyway, that is one sort of window set. So let's go ahead and do another. So I'm going to build one up like that, and then we are going to build the next set. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and up, because that'll go across. In fact, you know what? Let's build, hang on, between the windows we'll have 1, 2, 3 blocks. So then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And then we're just going to repeat the same pattern along this side. As you can see, it looks pretty standard, but it does the job. You could probably also put in something like to sort of separate it off. In fact, let's see what it looks like. If we put a line through the middle, what would that look like? Would that help make things look better? Doesn't look too bad. I guess we can keep that. It looks quite good. And we're going to do that above here as well. So we'll go like that, and we'll bring that across. Obviously there is a bit of a gap up top, but I'm sure we can use that to our advantage to add some detail in. Let's go ahead and fill this up a little bit more, like so. And then I'm making this up as I go along, so let's try putting in a couple of stairs, and then another line across, and then we'll put a stair here and a stair here, and then, oops, I'm trying to get this to come, there we go, that's what I wanted. That can come across there, and let's just grab something like stone bricks. This might be better if it was a solid colour actually instead. Actually that doesn't look too bad. There you go. That is a pretty simple design. You can obviously change that up however you want. I mean, it might look kind of cool if we have raised bits above the window like that. I'm not sure which one looked better actually. But I'm going to keep it like that for the time being, and then we're going to have the same in each of these little areas. Okay, so that is pretty much the main design of what the walls will be. These walls will sort of be the same framework as it extends around this side and around the back and stuff. So as long as you know this design for a standard hospital wall, then you can sort of make the building as big as you want. And also I've noticed this pillar is slightly off size, but it sort of looks better like that. So I'm going to chop the top off this one and of this one. Right, let's do the front of the building, and then we'll do the bay doors, and then I'll show you the rest of the layout of the hospital, which we will finish in a live stream. So you've got to make sure you check out these live streams of ours. They're really cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 6 blocks up. That's on the back one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and put out a little barrier like this. This is where you can imagine it saying hospital or whatever on it. Maybe if we pull that out, would that make any more depth to it? I wish I had sort of a smoother, cleaner looking white slab block, but you know, we're going to work with what we got. Let's go ahead and just put a nice clean layer like that underneath and over the top as well. Excuse me. Right, there you go. Let's fill that little overhang in as well. So this is where the doors are going to be. Because it's a hospital, you want it sort of, you know, big, wide open doors. So I imagine we'll go for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that big enough? Yeah. And you can have the doors which are sort of swung open like this a little bit. So let's go and build these in. They can be quite difficult to place, these panes. So if you build them how I'm doing them, where you like line yourself up, I do recommend that. It saves a lot of time. There you go. Now I think that looks alright. Let's see what it'd look like if we had doors which are just a bit wider open. You just got to see what looks like it would line up really. Okay, I'm not sure about that. We'll just have it a little bit shorter, like so. That'll do, and I'm going to put that over the top there. And sort of do that as well. There you go. That's quite a nice little entrance way to the hospital itself. Right, now we've got to put up a wall just over here. There you go. Just use commands to fill that in. I'm not very good with my commands, so I do need to sort of brush up on how to do a few things. Right, okay, now we're going to use the red. Let's use red concrete because it's sort of the most true red colour. And find roughly the centre of that. There we go. And then we'll go make a square like so. And then we're going to go 1, 2 down there. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2. There you go. And that makes it very obvious that this is in fact a hospital. I mean, you can also go ahead and then you know, do things like this to make it look a bit more rounded, but that's not what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to simply leave it at that. I might add some sort of changes to make it look a little bit more detailed or whatever, but we'll do that at some other point. At the moment we want to get the absolute sort of basic hospital done, and then we can add more details in the future. Right, okay, if I stop waffling on, let's go ahead and add a roof on top of this. So we're going to go 1 out from the pillar on that side and one out in front, and we're literally just going to wrap that around the top so it overhangs a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and fill this in and link it up to the wall behind as well. So we'll go like that, and then we'll link it up in that little section there. Okay, that's looking good. And then pretty simply we're going to go and add in the stone bricks again. I would probably, if I wasn't using stone bricks, I'd use a solid colour like this, grey, but obviously we've used that already, so we don't really want to use it again. Now I'm going to use half slabs on top here, but of course you can use the white concrete as well. That would also look great with it. I think that looks quite good. It looks modern. I think, you know, you could also add in some texture to it, so some brickwork showing and stuff like that, to sort of age it and weather it down a bit. But for us, that works. That's just what we want at the moment, so that's all good. I might add some sort of detailing here, just because there's this awkward dead space up here. So we're going to go ahead and repeat what is on the other sides like this, and just see if it links up. It might not work, but there's only one way to find out. Yeah, I quite like that, and I guess that means we should continue this line from the other side as well, and that should help maybe make things look a bit more, there you go, makes it look a little bit more detailed as well. So that's great, that's looking really good. Let's go and build the garage now, or the sort of inpatient area. What would you call it? Let me know in the comments. I don't know what I'm talking about really. Let's go ahead and put this in. So we're going to wrap this around just like we did on the top. That's going to link up to about there. Same sort of style. We're going to fill a layer in between with that. Obviously, as you can see, we're just doing the front of the build today. I might, depending on how long we've got, I might show you some other bits like the plans on the layout, but we'll soon see. Anyway, that's looking good. I'm liking the look of that. So that's where you get your ambulances going in, dropping patients off and stuff like that. That's really cool. And you can probably put like a helipad on top of that as well once that's done. So yeah, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the layout of this. So how far out is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 blocks. Okay, so 14 blocks, that's one back from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then we're going to put a pillar in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I'm going to put a pillar in, and that's about as wide as I'm going to go for the hospital. Let's make sure we put the pillars in correctly. And we're going to match it up at the back as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, like I said, I've got to match it up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're going to ignore that little bit for the time being. Same thing over here. And there you go, that is the general layout of the hospital. So we're going to have the same wall on that part, that part, that part, and that part. Also that part as well. This bit will probably be undercover, so we're going to show you where we'll, what we'll sort of do with this garage area. I think let's start by just putting the pillars in. So this bit's not an actual indoors part, it's sort of an overhang. So if we go like that, I'm thinking of adding in, let's have a look here. And I might change this later on. What am I looking for? I know what it looks like in my head. It's one of the concrete blocks. There we go. We're going to do this. I was going to have like a little hedgerow in here, although now I look at it, it looks too flush, so it's like too smooth there. So maybe we'll change that up. Let's get rid of that for a moment. And we'll use... Do you know what? Let's use smooth stone no. Change my mind again. Do you know what we're going to use? We're going to use cobblestone, because barely ever use cobblestone in these modern buildings. So this is going to go 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ah, I have done something wrong. Okay, sorted. Sorry about that mistake. But yeah, okay, back to the garage area. That goes along 14, like I say, and we're going to do the same sort of thing with the pillars, but we're going to quickly sort that out. There we go. So we're going to go add a pillar here, and we're going to go along another 14. So that should link up all okay. And then, as you can sort of imagine, that's going to be a hedge, that's going to be a hedge, and that's all going to link up okay. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this. Right, so a quick explanation. I started building on part 2, got interrupted, and now I just think, why don't we just make like some sort of big episode where I just do it all in one episode. So let's just get straight back to it. So as you can see, I've built up the walls. There's absolutely nothing that I've not already explained really. It's exactly the same wall here, exactly the same wall here as the front this is, same wall here. Ignore those little green things, they were just markers because I was trying to clone them. Copy and paste. The only thing that is changed is the side. So like I said, I filled that in with a little hedge there and a hedge there as well. And on this side, just a pretty simple wall, like so. You can always pause this here, get a quick look at what I've done. And here we've made a delivery entrance with an automatic door. Well, sort of, it's not really automatic, you know what I mean. One of these sorts of doors. So, you know, you could pull up, you could load all your deliveries into here. I'm planning on having like this corner maybe to be not a warehouse, but you sort of, you know, like a storage area where they can take in the medicines and supplies and stuff and distribute them around the hospital. But this is not all about interior. This is more of the exterior, like most of my builds are. So yeah, what haven't you seen really? This is the roof. This is all in the same video, so it should hopefully transition alright. So we're going to build this part of the roof here. I'm not exactly sure how I want this, because there'll be a floor on like this level, so we couldn't really have windows up here. It wouldn't really make sense. So I think I'll just try and keep this as a plain wall. I might just keep it as plain white. To be honest, I think that would probably still work. So let's just go ahead and fill these two gaps in with plain white. There we go, and we want to link this up with the rest of the sort of design. So let's grab these blocks. We're going to have to put a layer of stone brick on top. There we go. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go, let's change that up. And then we are going to do that same sort of design. So I think it goes like that and that. That one there. Quite simple. This is going to go around the whole building. As you can see, I've already done it there. I'm not actually sure what I'll do with this back bit yet. It'll be similar to the front, I imagine. I might do it in a minute. But we'll just see. I'll see how I feel. Right, let's do this bit then. We're just going to fill that in like that. And this comes across, and that should be the same as the front. So we'll see in a minute. We'll take a look from the corner and have a look to see if that looks right. It should do. I think that's done okay. Yeah, that's great. In fact, I did say I wanted a helipad here, so let's go ahead and add that in. Obviously, I know there's no helicopters in this world, but I'm just thinking if people install mods, because I don't want to build like a fake helicopter here. As people know, People know what I'm like with building like fake stuff. I just don't do it really. Right, let's see if we can make a decent sort of circle. This will do nicely, like so. This is where you can land your helicopter, if you have one, I suppose. That goes there. There we go. We should probably put an H, really. Okay, let's just make it out of this. Like that. Does that line up? Sort of does. I mean, it's annoying because there's no actual centre bit. I might just have that come down like that. There you go. That doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and fill this in, just so it's not so raised. So, you know, we don't want any difficulties for anything landing on it. Because I know there are mods where you can get helicopters and stuff. So one day I'm sure I will run this world with vehicles on it. That's why I don't want to, you know, start building fake vehicles everywhere, because they're just going to get in the way and there's no point to them really. That looks great. Let's go and add in a couple of sort of marking beacons, i.e. redstone torches. Let's line them up with like the corners. That'll probably make sense. Sort of help you find your way if you're trying to land at night. I think that's all good. Yeah, that's fine. Then obviously we'll need a way to get the patient into the hospital. So first of all, we've got to close these gaps which have been left open, and then we're going to go and bore out a hole here. Is that the centre? I think that's the centre. And that is going to be where the patients go in. Now the thing is, that is on a different level to the floor that we're going to put in there. So we're going to have to do something interesting on the inside. Maybe make like a separate corridor or something. So if we imagine, let's see, but this can be a separate wall. So we're going to have to, we're not really doing the interior, but just to give you an idea, if you do the interior yourself, I'd probably keep that as a separate wall to this room. Sorry about that, I was getting a phone call. And would separate this off into like a separate corridor. Obviously I'd recommend just doing whatever you feel's best for your hospital, but I feel like this could work. Maybe we have a corridor like that, which would then lead down, slope down or something. I'm just trying to think about this logically, how to get it to the same floor as the rest of the same level as the rest of the floor. But yeah, you can sort of imagine how that would go. Like I say, we're not going to focus on that in this. I think what we should do is whack a roof on it though, because that certainly needs doing. So I'm going to go and get these coordinates. Alright, that's that side, and all I need to do now, I imagine, is bring it over here. Please say that goes right. There we go. And that is the roof of the hospital pretty much sorted. Obviously you've got to sort out a couple of little bits. Let's do this. Let's do this back wall here then. This isn't anything special really. The back here, there's no sort of back entrance to the hospital, so I'm just going to turn this into a sort of another version of these walls, but something that sort of lines up. So let's go ahead and grab that. That can carry on that pattern. We can do this pattern as well. See if we can't blend this pattern together. There you go. Let's grab that, get the stone bricks and put them in that little gap there. How's that looking? It's looking good, although we need to get rid of that. There we go. And then we can just do a layer of windows. Let's go ahead and do that, which will be, let's see, how can we link this up? There can be two windows there, two windows there, or There you go, that would probably make more sense. So we're going to do the window gaps, 2 blocks, well 2 blocks, window, 2 blocks, window, 2 blocks, there you go. Alright, let's fill this in. There you go, that looks pretty good. We've got to put a little foundation at the bottom here as well to make sure it's in line. And I think I will make some sort of doorway out the back here, just to, you know, just as maybe there's a car park out the back that I'll add in future, or again more delivery space. That could be quite interesting. In fact, maybe we should just have like one big delivery door here. That might be kind of cool. Let's do that. There we go. So if we go sort of along the lines of this, I'll probably make the door work in some way. So let's go. Let's just build it as if it won't open, and then we can go ahead and add a real door in, so we can actually get in the back or something like that. Let's not lock ourselves out. But yeah, you can imagine this being like a big door at the back where you can unload cargo and whatever into it. So let's see. Let's keep a bit for a door here. There you go. We can have a couple of iron doors out the back as well. So that's kind of cool. That all works quite nicely. We've got the roof there as well. Now I want to jazz up the front of the hospital a little bit. As you can see, it doesn't look great. So first thing we want to do is probably, I was going to say get rid of this, but we might need some of that. Let's mark out where we're going to have different parts of the front. So I'm planning on having almost like flower beds here. So if we come out 2 blocks like that and bring these cobblestone parts along, we can do the same over here as well. And we're going to fill those gaps with grass. There we go. Okay, that's great. And then we can go ahead and add in probably some flowers or something, I imagine. I mean, we could just bone meal it and see what comes up. Let's do it. Let's put some bone meal down. Probably don't want these tall bits of grass. We don't want it looking overgrown. We'll bone meal it, and then we'll put in some just some bushes anyway. So let's go ahead and grab the ones which have little bits on jungle leaves. It sort of looks like they've got flowers on. There you go. We can just add a few of these around the shop. You know, we don't want to add in any of these tall grass bits either, so you've got to watch out for them. There you go. Let's have a look what that looks like from a distance. There you go. It's already looking a lot more presentable. Next thing I want to do is let's get some of, yeah, we'll use these. We're going to use these to sort of mark out pathways and stuff like that. So we'll go out to about there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 blocks out. And then we're going to use that. We're going to go across like that. I'm making this up as always. Put a little bit of grass there because we're going to put a couple of trees. We're going to build these trees ourselves, get some spruce fence, and we're going to get some, let's get some spruce leaves as well. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Yeah, it's about enough, and just make a smallish pattern along the lines of this. It'd be quite random really. And let's do the same over here, but a little bit different. So I'll go 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. 1 on top, couple down here. Alright, yeah, this is going to look great. And it's just going to add a little bit of colour to the hospital as well. Make things look a little bit nicer. There you go, it's already looking great. And then let's go make this come all the way along to this pillar, sort of helps line things up. And we'll do the same all the way over to this pillar, and then I think we'll fill this in with some sort of brick, I imagine. What should we use? There's quite a lot of different things we can go for. What block do I want? Smooth stone is an option. We could use, what's that? Granite. Where's the granite block? Granite and andesite maybe. I reckon one of these would work really nicely. If we go like that, we can make a sort of check design going all the way along. That could look really nice. Okay, and that's what that would look like, and I think that looks really nice. We'll do it on that side as well, but that does take quite a long time doing that by hand. But that's pretty much the hospital done, apart from, obviously, we want to make this road look a bit nicer. But as far as a sort of tutorial on building a hospital, the outside cosmetics are up to you, because it's got to fit into your world. But in my world, I'm going to have the road obviously connecting up to here, but also have a road which runs along this way here and leads to the little garage bay there. I'll probably add maybe a couple of poles up in the air to act as sort of signal dishes, or that sort of thing, like satellites and things like that, you know, so the hospital has communication and stuff like that. I'm just going to quickly bring that along. I might tidy that up slightly by adding some bits, but I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, hopefully this was interesting to watch, and you can build this in your city. I'd love to see other people build this, maybe change up the colours, some different blocks used for the walls or for the pillars or something like that. But if you do want to see more big builds, then do let me know, and make sure to keep your eyes peeled for live streams. But until then, thank you very much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see ya in the next one.